everyone, and welcome back on the mat. My name is Renelle B, your yoga instructor today, and we're going to start our practice lying on our backs today. So come all the way down and allow the feet to fall out nice and wide. Separate the feet wider than hip width. Allow the feet to fall open. And then place one hand over your belly and one hand over your chest, just above the heart. And shut down the eyes. And start to land on your mat, letting go of your day. And allow yourself to become more and more present in this space and in your body with each new breath. Maybe see if you can start to deepen your breath now as you inhale. Feel your right hand lifting up with the breath as your breath expands through the belly. And then feel your other hand rising as the breath moves up the rib cage. Hold at the top of the breath and then slowly exhale through the nose. Lower the chest down and then lower the belly closer towards the spine, releasing every last bit of air. Inhale once more, the belly rises. You can feel that rise in the hands. And then the breath moves up the rib cage towards the collarbone. Hold it there once again. And then slowly exhale through the nose, soften the chest down. And then the belly button draws closer towards the spine. Hold at the end of the exhale. Inhale once again, expand the belly out and up. Lift the breath up the rib cage towards the collarbone. Hold at the top of the breath. And then slowly exhale, dropping the chest down and slowly releasing the air from the belly. And so continue with this deep belly breath on your own, feeling your hands rising and falling with the synchronized motion of your breath. And see if you can start to soften the body now with every exhale, allowing yourself to melt deeper into the mat. And take 3 more deep breaths on your own here. Maybe you'd like to start drawing an intention for our practice today. So you can dedicate your practice to someone or something that you're trying to incorporate into your life at this time. Or maybe it's a brand new intention, and so you can start thinking of ways of improving your life, what emotions you would benefit from incorporating into your life now. And start to draw an intention that will draw this closer into your life. And start integrating these things into your present moment here now on the mat. When you're ready, slowly, keeping the eyes shut, draw your knees in towards your chest and hug the knees in closely towards the chest. Maybe you want to lift your head and shoulder, getting a nice deep rounded ball. And then slowly release the head and shoulders back down. You can move your knees side to side as you massage through the low back. of the feet back down onto your mat. Cross your right ankle over the left, creating a figure 4 position with the legs. And then grab hold of the back of the left thigh or the left shin and draw that left knee in towards your chest. And see if you've lost that deep belly breath that we practiced at the beginning of class. And if you have, maybe draw your awareness back onto the breath. Keeping that long, steady breath throughout your practice today. And starting to breathe in more space in that right hip area. Intentionally start to soften the area of the right hip and low back. Maybe start to hug in that left knee a little bit closer towards the chest, and take 3 more breaths here. Slowly release the left foot down, cross your right knee over the left, pick up the hips up, shift them over to the right, and then drop your knees over to the left, coming into a slight twist here in the spine. You can open up your arms in a T-shaped position, or you can cactus the arms if you'd like as well. Maybe gazing over at your right hand. Always intentionally drawing that right shoulder blade down if it's lifting. Take 2 more breaths here. Slowly come back to center with the knees, unravel the legs, and then draw the hips back to center. This time cross the left ankle over the right knee, and draw the right knee in towards your chest as you grab hold of the back of the thigh or the shin. And draw that right knee in towards the body. Creating more space in the left hip this time. Drawing your mind's eye to this area, and maybe visualizing an opening happening here, and softening the muscles down with the help of your exhale. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly lower the right foot down. Cross the left knee over the right this time. Lift the hips up, shift them over to the left, and drop the knees over to the right. Finding your twist on the other side. Again, opening up your arms in a T-shaped position or cactusing the elbows. Keep drawing that left shoulder blade down. back to center with the knees. Unravel the legs and bring the hips back to center once again. Pick up the feet off the ground now, bending at the knee at a 90-degree angle. Stack the knees directly over the hips, and then press your low back into the ground. Start to imprint this sensation of your core being activated as you press your low back into the mat. From here, bring your hands and interlace them behind the head. And I want you to keep a really nice long neck here so you can actually start to press your head into your hands. Lift the head and shoulders a bit higher. And then from here, you're just going to lower your right heel as you exhale to hover an inch off the ground. Inhale, draw that heel back up. Exhale, hover the left heel an inch off the ground. Keep that low back pressing into the mat. Inhale, draw it back up. Moving just like this, side to side with your breath. Exhaling to hover the heel and then inhaling to draw it back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale to pull it up. Nice and slow, fluid motions. Keep going on your own now, warming up the core. Keep going. Maybe start to draw your belly button closer to the spine as you work through this motion. Still pressing your low back down. Take 2 more breaths per side. After your last breath, slowly release the feet, head and shoulders down. Hug the knees back in towards your chest. And grab hold of the baby toe side of your feet, setting up for your happy baby pose. Send the heels up towards the sky. Draw the knees in towards your armpits, and keeping the heels in alignment with the knees. Keep pressing your low back down into the mat. And breathe deeply into your belly. Close down the eyes, soften the face, soften the chest, soften the belly and the low back. Draw the feet back together, knees together. This time, extend your legs out straight in front of you, so straight overhead. Flex your feet so that your heels are pressing up towards the sky. Bring your hands out in a T-shaped position next to your body. From here, you're going to keep your arms pressing into the mat, or onto the sides of your mat, I should say. And from here, you're going to start to bring both feet over to the right hand side, keeping your shoulders pressing down into the mat the entire time. Working on strengthening the obliques, and then slowly inhale, pull the feet back up to center. Exhale, drop the feet over to the left. Keep the shoulder blades down on the mat. Inhale, your legs come back to center. So only going as far as you can, side to side, so long as your shoulder blades are pressing into the mat. Inhaling to center, and keep going like this on your own. Keep your legs nice and straight. Moving side to side. One more on each side. Come back to center with the legs. This time, drop your feet over to the right hand side as low as you can, making sure that your left shoulder isn't lifting, and just hold it here. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, come back to center. This time, drop the feet over to the left, making sure that your right shoulder is staying grounded into the mat. Hold it here. Inhale, come back to center. And from here, you're going to keep your arms out on the side. We're going to start drawing big circles with our feet. So moving all the way over to the right, down and around, over to the bottom left corner of your mat. Bring the legs up to the left top corner of your mat, and then across as far as you can on the right. Drop the feet down and around and back up. Again, moving with your breath, finding a way to sync up the breath. Maybe half of the circle is the exhale, and the way back up is the inhale. Complete 2 more big circles in this direction. Keep pressing your low back into the mat. The next time your feet come back to center, reverse directions. So your feet go over to the left, nice and far to the side. Swoop down towards the base of your mat, and then back up around. Keep your legs nice and straight throughout the entire motion. Great. Take 3 more circles. Last one. Come back to center with the feet. Hug the knees in towards your chest. And then set up for your happy baby. Once again, your hands grab hold of the outer edge of your foot. Heels come up to the sky. Heels and knees are in alignment. Draw the knees in towards the body. Once again, find that nice, long, deep belly breath. Relax the core now. Pressing your low back into the mat. Take 3 more breaths. Bring the feet together, knees together, hug them in one last time. And then release the feet down to your mat, separating your feet hip width apart. And make sure that your feet are close enough so that your fingertips can touch the backs of your heels. From here, ground down through the feet, press your low back into the mat, activate your glutes, squeeze your glutes, and send the hips up. From here, grab hold of your hands underneath the back, interlace your fingers, and walk the shoulders underneath the back. Send the hips higher and hold it here in your bridge pose. Squeezing your glutes the entire time. Keep lifting the hips high. Take 3 more breaths here. Slowly release the interlace of the hands and allow your hips to fall back down to the mat, moving 1 vertebrae at a time and feeling your spine slowly coming down as though you are stringing a band of pearls down onto the mat. Interlace or cross your feet and make your way up to sit. And then come onto your tabletop position. Stacking your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. From here, start to walk your hands out to the side so that the fingertips point the long edge of your mat. And then rotate your hands once again so that the fingertips point towards your knees. Ground down through the hands and slowly start to send the hips back towards your heels. Stretching out through the wrists. Keep your gaze down on the mat so that your neck is nice and long. Send the hips back a little bit more. Maybe your palm starts to lift off the mat. Slowly start to peel your hand off. Maybe the thumb is now releasing. And then maybe the fingers are getting a nice stretch here. Pinkies off the mat. And then slowly come back to center, interlace the hands, and draw figure 8 with your wrists, moving in one direction. And then switch directions, drawing your figure eights on the other side. Come back onto your hands and knees. This time the palms face up towards you. Fingertips point towards one another. Keep your arms nice and straight. If this is too intense, you can walk your knees towards your hands, and that will help decompress the tension in the wrists and forearms. Keep your arms nice and straight. And then just move your chest side to side. And then once again, we're going to rotate the hands once again so that the fingertips point towards the knees. Keep your hands shoulder width apart and the arms are nice and straight. Once again, you have the option to walk the knees towards the fingertips to help decompress and alleviate some of this tension. And now, if you'd like, you can slowly start to peel your hand off the mat, once again sending the hips back towards the heels. Maybe the back of your wrist starts to lift. And then slowly peel off the fingertips and come up. Interlace the hands, this time the non-habit way, so it should feel funny in the hands. And draw figure eights with the wrists. Start to draw your figure eights moving in the opposite direction. And then shake out the hands. Come back into your tabletop position. Wrists, elbows, shoulders are in alignment, knees under the hips. This time curl the toes and send the hips up for your first down dog of the day. Make this first down dog feel really good in the body. Move in a way that feels nice and refreshing. Shift the hips side to side. Pedal out the feet. Lift the heels up and down. Maybe you want to get into a little bit of a three-legged dog on each side. Relax the head and neck, shake it out with yeses and nos. And then find stillness in your down dog when you're ready. On your next inhale, lift the heels off, coming onto your tiptoes. As you exhale, send the heels down into the mat. Inhale, lift the heels, come onto your toes. Exhale, lower the heels down, pressing them into the mat. Inhale, hover the heels. Exhale, lower them down. This time, inhale, hover the heels, and then shift forward like a wave into plank position. Inhale, activate your core, send the hips up, lift the heels up. Exhale, lower the heels down. Inhale, lift the heels, wave it forward into your plank. Exhale, send the hips up, heels are up, and then lower the heels down. Keep moving like this with your breath, inhaling to ripple forward. Exhale, activate the core, send the hips up and back, send the heels down. 3 more breaths like this on your own. Really make the motions nice and fluid. Last breath. Hold it in your down dog. Take 1 more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, gaze at your hands and slowly walk to the front of the mat. Separate your feet hip width and fold over your legs when you arrive. Stay folded here, maybe grabbing hold of opposite elbows and swaying side to side. Or you can interlace the hands behind the head and neck, decompressing the spine further. Take 3 more breaths here. Ground down through your feet, bend the knees generously and slowly start to make your way up to stand, and let your head be the last thing to come up. Moving nice and slowly with control. Crown of the head reaches high. Lift the shoulders up and back, palms face forward to the front of the room. Ground down through the feet, shut down the eyes. Take a moment to bring your intention for your practice back into your space, back to the forefront of your mind. And on the next inhale, we're going to begin sweeping the arms up overhead. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, swan dive forward, folding over the legs. Inhale to a halfway lift position, flat back. Exhale, draw the legs in closer towards the body. Bend both knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, your hands come down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway lift as you inhale, nice flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to add on. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Your right hand will grab hold of your left wrist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to tilt over to the right, sending the hips to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left hand grabs hold of the right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt to the left. Send the hips over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, release the hands, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down through the fingertips. Step your right leg back, drop your right knee down. Stay high on the fingertips, send your chest through the arms. Inhale, low lunge, sweep the arms up. Send the hips forward to the front of the mat. Holding it here. Exhale, grab hold of your hands behind the back. From here, you can either grab hold of opposite elbows, or if you'd like, you can create a prayer position behind the back. So your palms come together behind the back. Push the elbows out wide, shoulder blades come together. Keep sending the hips forward. Maybe you start to lean back into your hands. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, come back to center. Release the hands to frame your left foot. Curl your right toes under, pick up the back knee, step back into your plank pose. From here, shift forward past the fingertips. Exhale from knees or plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, curl the toes, down dog. Great. Bring your toes to touch. Left leg sweeps up. Exhale, draw the left knee in towards your chest as you shift forward into a plank position. Inhale, send that left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send the heel up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send that left heel up to the sky. Bend the knee and stack open the hip. Look under your right shoulder to help square them off to the mat. And then slowly square off the hips back up. Left foot comes down. From here, I want you guys to hover your knees, come into your plank position, and then hover the knees an inch off the ground. Breathe here. Push the mat away from you as you dome from the upper back. Take one more breath. Send the hips back, down dog. Bend the knees generously from here. Look forward, step or float to the front. Fold over the legs when you arrive. Bend the knees, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, your hands draw to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down the fingertips, step your left leg back. Lower the left knee. Send the chest through the arms. Crown of the head is high. Ground down into your right foot. Inhale, low lunge. Send the hips forward. Exhale, the hands come behind you. Again, grabbing hold of opposite elbows or coming into that prayer position with the hands behind the back. Draw your shoulders out to the side. Elbows come out to the side as well. And from here, maybe you start to send your hips forward, chest comes back into a bit of a back bend. Resting your back on your hands. Take one more breath. Inhale, come back to center with the chest. Exhale, lower the hands to frame your right foot. Pick up your left knee, step back into your plank pose. From plank, our knees shift forward as you inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, curl the toes, down dog. Bring your toes to touch. This time the right leg sweeps up. Exhale, draw the right knee in towards your chest. Inhale, send it up. Exhale, shift forward into your plank as your knee draws in towards your chest. Inhale, send it up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, send it up. Hold it here, bend the knee and stack open the hips. Square off the shoulders, take one more breath. Lower the right foot down. Shift forward into your plank pose. From here, hover the knees an inch off the ground. Find your breath. Take 2 more breaths here. Last one. Inhale, send the hips back. Bend the knees generously. Send the hips back towards the heels. Look forward, step or float to the front. Fold over the legs when you arrive. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Bring your toes to touch. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, send the hips back into your chair pose. Hover all 10 toes off the mat. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your core, squeeze your glutes. Hold it here. Send your hands nice and high, and then sit back a bit lower. Focus on your breath. Send the hands higher. Sit back lower. Send the hands a bit higher to the sky. And then sit the hips back lower. Hold it here. Hands can come down to the heart now. Sit back lower. Hold it here. Breathe deeply. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Sit back lower. Hold it here. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale, release, and fold over the legs. Halfway lift as you inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down through the hands. Step your right leg back. Pivot the right heel so heels are in alignment and your right toes point to the long edge of your mat. The right hand will pull you up. Warrior 2. Hold it here. Make sure that you can see your left big toe, so your knees pulling over to the baby toe side of your foot. Reverse your warrior as you exhale. Inhale, pull yourself up. Exhale, come to your side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, windmill the hands to frame your left foot. Lower the right knee. Step your left knee back. Shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. All the way down to the mat. Bring your hands, stack your hands one on top of the other. Elbows out wide. From here, lower your forehead onto your hands. Inhale, hover the chest, elbows, and head off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to hover. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to hover. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, keep going on your own, moving with your breath. Take 2 more breaths. Last one. Keep your hands where they are. This time we're going to relax the head and chest. We're going to bring your toes to touch. From here, squeeze the glutes and hover the feet off the mat, holding it here. Exhale, lower the feet back down. This time relax the right glute and leg and just hover that left leg up. Squeeze the left glute and lower it down. Inhale, lift the left leg, squeeze the left glute, relax the right hip, lower the left foot down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. This time lift the left leg and hold it here. Squeeze the left glute and relax that right hip completely. Lift that left foot higher. Squeeze the left glute. Relax the hip, right hip even more. And then lower the left leg. This time, relax the left glute and hip. Hover that right leg off the mat. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift the right hip. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hover the right foot. Relax the left glute, lower the right leg down. 2 more times. Last time, lift it and lower. This time lift the right foot, hold it here. Relax that left leg completely. Soften the left glute, soften the left foot. Draw that right hip higher. Relax the left side. This is really great mind training here. Really getting a grip on our neural pathways. Lower the right foot down. This time, bring your hands one on top of the other. Rest your forehead on the hands. And this time we're going to hover the head and chest. Hover the left leg. Lower the left leg. Hover the right leg. Lower it down. Hover the left. Lower it down. Hover the right leg. Lower it down. Lift the left. Lower down. Lift the right. Lower down. 2 more on each side. Move with your own breath. Lift the right and lower. 2 more. Last breath. This time, lift the left leg. Relax the right hip. Lift the head and chest higher. Relax the right hip. Lower the left leg. Lift the right leg. Relax the left glute. Lift the head and chest. Relax the left side and lower everything down. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Lift both legs off the mat. Hold it here. Take 1 more breath. And lower everything down. Bring your hands to frame your chest. Press back into your plank pose. Exhale, down dog. Bring your feet to touch, toes touch, bend the knees, look forward, step or float to the front. Fold over the legs, bend the knees, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Bring your toes to touch once again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sit back chair pose. Create that tuck in the tailbone. Send the hips back lower. Sweep the arms up higher. Sit back lower. Breathe deeply here. Reach the hands higher. Sit back lower. You're hovering your toes the whole time. Sit back lower. Reach the hands higher. Take 2 more breaths. Last one. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down the hands, step your left leg back. Pivot the left heel, heels are in alignment. Left toes point to the long edge of your mat. Left hand pulls you up, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior on the inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to your side angle. One more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, windmill the hands to frame the right foot. Pivot the left toes forward, lower the left knee. Step that right leg back. Tabletop. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands to stack, elbows reach out wide, forehead comes down onto the hands. This time, lift the head and shoulders off the mat, hover the feet off the mat. Exhale, lower everything down. Inhale, hover the head and feet, lift high. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Keep going with your own breath now. Take 2 more breaths. Okay, bring your toes to touch. Reach your arms forward in front of you. Relax the head down to the mat. This time, hover the right hand off the mat, hover the left leg. Lower them down. Hover the left hand, hover the right leg, and lower it down. This time, hover the hands, hover the head and chest, hover the legs. Cactus the arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, inhale, lengthen. Reach the arms forward. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale to cactus. Inhale. 3 more breaths. Exhale, cactus the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Inhale. Relax the head and chest. Bring one ear to the mat. Bend your knees. Grab hold of your ankles with your hands. Knees are hip-width apart. From here, draw your shoulder blades together. Start kicking your feet into your hands, and then hover the head and chest. From here, keep kicking your feet into your hands. Lift the knees off the ground. Maybe hover the thighs. Hover the chest higher. Keep kicking your feet into your hands as you lift your feet high to the sky and hold it here in your bow pose. Take 3 more breaths. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Kick your feet into your hands. 1 more breath. Slowly release everything down. Bring the opposite ear to the mat. Release the feet. Soften the breath. Relax the glutes. Relax the head and neck, shoulders. Come back to that deep belly breath. Bring your hands to frame your chest. Bring your knees together. Come into your tabletop, knees together, toes together. Send the hips back. Come into your child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Forehead comes down. Slow down the breath. Shut down the eyes. Allow your elbows to get heavy. Soften the jaw. Start to soften through the low back, decompressing your spine. And take 3 more breaths here. Slowly make your way back up into your tabletop position and then back onto your belly. From here, bring your right ear to the mat. Open your right arm out to the side, making sure that your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in alignment. From here, slowly roll over your right shoulder, sending your left leg behind you. Your left hand can reach up and back, and maybe it rests under your right side body. Relax through the right shoulder, rolling over it. Soften the eyes. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly Slowly release your left hand back to the mat and shift forward back onto your belly. Come back to center with the chest on your mat. This time the left ear comes down to the mat, left arm is in alignment with the shoulder, wrist, and elbow. And your right hand is going to help you push over and open over that left shoulder. Send your right leg behind you, and maybe your right hand reaches up and back. And maybe it lies underneath the left side body. Breathe deeply here. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly release your right hand back down. Come back to center with the chest. And then roll over onto your back. Hug both knees in towards your chest one final time. Move in any way that your body feels called to do so. Before we come into our final resting pose, our Shavasana pose, extend your feet out nice and wide, wider than your mat. This time the hands fall on either side of the body. Draw your shoulders or shoulder blades behind the back, opening up through the chest. Shut down the eyes and come back to your natural breath. And taking the time now to soften the body, soften the mind, and allow yourself to drift off into a peaceful state. Feel completely relaxed and recharged. Resist any urges to move or fidget around. And start to scan your body from head to toe, softening each area of the body, starting at the crown of your head, moving down to the forehead and eyebrows. Relax the eyes, soften the jaw, maybe separate the lips and move the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Soften the neck and shoulders, soften the arms, wrists, and hands, allowing your hands to get heavier and heavier. Relax the chest, the belly and low back. Open through the hips, softening them down. Relax the glutes. And allow your hips to get heavier and heavier. Soften through the inner thighs. Relax the knees, the ankles, and feet. Allowing your feet to feel grounded into the earth, getting heavier and heavier. And with each breath, allow yourself to melt deeper into the mat. Feeling completely supported by the ground below you, you're welcome to rest and soften into it. Before we start to draw movement back into the body, I'd like you to draw your awareness into your hands. And just notice if you can feel any subtle sensations in this area of your hands. Maybe that feels like a throbbing in your hands or a pulse. Maybe you feel heat or cool air brushing upon your skin. And maybe it feels like light tingling or pins and needles. And just notice how it feels to become aware of these sensations in your hands. What does this do to your consciousness? And start to wonder and ponder what this is, this ability to tune inwards and to feel. The ability to develop this deeper awareness of your internal space. And then when you're ready, slowly start to bring movement back into the fingertips to start wiggling the fingers, maybe moving the wrists. And see if you can still hold on to any of those sensations in the hands as you move around. And then maybe you want to start moving the feet. The head can shift side to side. And then keep your eyes shut for a moment longer as we roll over on one side in a fetal position, drawing our knees in towards our chest and using our arm as a pillow for the head. And as we rest in our fetal position after coming out of our corpse pose, our Shavasana, we're symbolically representing that death and rebirth that occurs in everyone's life. As we shed the old layers of our life, we begin anew. And we allow ourselves to create through new intentions, and hopefully from a place of deeper awareness and deeper connection with our hearts. And we do this by building up our connection with our heart through loving emotions, even in times of difficulty. As we strengthen our ability to forgive one another, as well as ourselves for mistakes that we've done in our lives, we develop the ability to love a little bit deeper. Same goes with the energies of gratitude and counting each blessing that we have encountered throughout our lives. And as we do so, we begin to understand who we are a little bit more deeply at our core level from this heart-centered space. And so I invite you all to let go of anything that no longer serves you, and maybe seeing if you can utilize the emotions of gratitude or forgiveness as you let go. And then start to draw upon your higher self to bring forward new higher intentions for your life. Each time that we shed an old layer, an old thought, an old belief, an old habit, we want to replace that with new, higher intentions so that our energy knows where to be channeled and in what direction to go into. And so you can set that new intention next. And then when you're ready, we'll all meet together in a seated position with our palms together in front of the heart, keeping our eyes shut still. Bowing your chin in towards your chest. And as you rest here in the seated position, continue to cultivate these loving emotions in your heart. And take a moment to thank yourself for taking care of your health and wellness today. And then you can choose to send loving energies to anyone you feel would benefit from this at this time. And as you do so, you continuously expand your loving energies throughout the body, being sure to keep some loving energies for yourself and to send yourself some love. And as we close off our practice today, we'll join the knuckles of the thumbs to the forehead, and together we bow forward to say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat once again. I hope that you have yourself a beautiful rest of your day. And as always, I'm sending you all so much love and light your way. Thank you for joining. Bye, guys.